In the last few years, we saw how 360 cameras moved from a simple gimmick to an actual powerful tool in the creator's toolkit. Unfortunately, it seems like that space has been dominated by one player, and it's been a pretty stagnant space until now. Recently, Kandao sent me the QooCam 3 Ultra camera, and although I've been pretty skeptical at the beginning, after using the QooCam Ultra 3 for a few weeks, I must say that I'm blown away by its quality and some of its abilities. In many ways, it's a lot better than anything else I've seen in the 360 space. But is the Kandao QooCam 3 Ultra a really worthy 360 camera, or, well, just not worth the name? By the end of this video, you'll know if the QooCam 3 Ultra is for you, if it's good, if it's bad, and if it's ugly, and if you must have one for your next piece of content or vacation that you're planning to take. So let's get started. I've been using a few 360 cameras in the past, and while the concept and the idea is pretty cool, usually the quality at the end of the day, let's put it that way, not the best. And that's why when I got the Kandao QooCam 3 Ultra, I'm gonna just call it the QooCam from now on. That's why when I got that one and tried its quality, I was actually very pleasantly surprised. So first, the mandatory specs, as everybody does it. It has dual 1/17" sensors, f1.6 aperture, which by the way, lets a lot of light in and is actually much better than the competitors. It can do 96 megapixels photos and 8K video, and it even has 2.5-inch touchscreen. The touchscreen on the QooCam 3 is horizontal, not vertical, and that's actually a really cool thing because then you see the whole 360 picture and not just a small sliver. And while 8K sounds like a lot, or you know, on other cameras 4K or 5.6, you have to remember that when you're shooting in 360, you're actually shooting everything and then cropping into a specific part. So in order to have 4K or close to 4K image, you have to shoot at least 8K. The real promise of this camera is that it actually shoots 8K video and allows you to crop very efficiently after the fact. What's good about this camera? The image quality. The image quality of the QooCam really blew me away. It has an 8K resolution, which is a significant leap for consumer 360 cameras, and it allows you to really crop in and go into the details and still have high quality. Because the sensor is so sensitive, it's really good in low light. So traditionally, if you try to use a 360 camera after sunset, well, it's a black blob. With that one, it's actually really visible and nice. Color science of that camera is really good. Like Kandao has a reputation of having good color quality or color science, and the QooCam 3 Ultra is not an exception. If anything, it's the epitome or the presentation of the pinnacle of the Kandao color science. And it actually supports D-Log-M. So you can actually use that for color grading with 10-bit color. It can really output high quality picture. And one of my favorite things is that it does the stitching right in the camera. You don't have to download it for the stitching. It still has the mobile app and the desktop app and all that, but it can do a lot of heavy processing within the camera. I love the screen. It's horizontal. That's the only camera so far I saw with a horizontal screen like that, where you can actually see the whole 360 image. As with any 360 camera, you have very high quality stabilization within the camera itself. Now, one thing that QooCam 3 Ultra has that no other camera I've seen so far, at least no other 360 camera has, it has a built-in GPS. So you don't need to sync it to a phone or to a remote or anything like that. It actually can record and track like your sports activity, your location, and it does it really, really well. And then you can copy that together with the video files, map it with different software, or even overlay it on the camera itself. Of course, the battery is removable, so you can pull it out and then replace it with another battery. And it's like the thing is built like a tank. It's compact, but it's very robust and well built. Spatial audio. So basically, microphones can record in all directions and can overlap the audio based on what you're looking at in the video as well. And it has a built-in 128 gigabytes of internal storage. So you don't actually need to even put an SD card in it. Like 128 gigs is a lot of space. So I actually shot a lot of content with it without actually inserting an SD card at all. And then it can be used up to 30 feet or 10 meters underwater with no case. and shooting 360 underwater is awesome. And of course, the usual stuff at this point, you have connect the stick, and it's gonna act like a selfie stick that disappears invisible in the final image and final videos. Now you can see the comparison of the Kandao 3 Ultra with the DJI Osmo 360. One of the first crazy things I noticed immediately is that they actually race each other. You do not see the Osmo 360 in the Kandao video, which is really crazy. It's not just the selfie stick, it's also anything in that plane here. That's really cool. The Kandao basically shows the whole 360 image, so you can see everything around and you can see what the camera sees. With the DJI, they went over something a little bit more consumer friendly, basically just what one of the lenses sees, the front or the back. DJI for Osmo 360 is smaller and lighter, but the Kandao 3 Ultra has the larger sensor, has more dynamic range, like wider dynamic range, more color profiles, and more channels of audio. So if you want the highest quality on the market today, the Kandao 3 Ultra is the ultimate winner. If you want the ultimate portability, the DJI Osmo 360 is a great product. It does kind of feel like the first generation product. It's not as polished as the Insta360 X5 or the Kandao 3 Ultra. With that said, I think that today there's no reason to take the Insta360 X5. Its only advantage at this point is the changeable lenses, which neither one of those have. But as far as kind of ease of use, as far as kind of general compactness and ecosystem, the Osmo wins. As far as image quality goes, the Kandao wins. And you know what? I welcome the competition. The more players are in the space, the more we as consumer win, because we have more cameras to choose from. Like Insta360 Go 3S is what I'm using to shoot this now, and recording the DJI mic remotely to the Osmo 360. You can connect the DJI mic to the Kandao as well. In fact, the Kandao supports 4 different microphones. You can see 4 different channels of audio recording on the Kandao. And both of them have internal storage as well. Alright, so what's bad about it? Well, let's start with the price. I'd say that the price is on the higher end of the consumer 360 spectrum. I think it's well deserved because of the quality, but it kind of pushes it into the professional camera territory. Like, this camera is $699. And one thing that I found very frustrating was that while the in-camera stitching is really good, editing the 8K footage requires Kandao's software, which leaves quite a lot to be desired. It's not bad, right? It's not like unusable, but it is not as good as some of the competitors, and I cannot say that the competitors are amazing either. The battery life is around 50 minutes of 8K recording if you record on the highest quality with 10-bit color. It's not super long, but again, you can replace it, you can connect to USB, you can connect to a power bank, and considering the quality you get out of it, it's definitely worth it. So that is not a light camera. It's not, you can feel the heft. With that said, it's strong, it's robust, it's beautiful, it's not light, it's not cheap. And then the ugly part. The ugly is, first, it could have stitching artifacts, but so is every other 360 camera. Like, if you keep your hand too close to it, you'll see that, right? The hand will be cut off in part and so on. That's part of life. And in hot weather, there might be some overheating concerns. I mean, that camera runs hot. It has built-in fans. So those fans have so far kept me from overheating, but when the fans hit, they can get pretty loud as well. But that can be compensated by connecting a Bluetooth microphone, and actually that camera works perfectly well with different Bluetooth microphones or connecting a microphone to USB. So external microphones work really well. So any Bluetooth microphone works with that camera as well, natively, very easy to pair. And the last part that for me was very frustrating is that it uses MTP for the internal storage. So it's not like other devices that you just connect it to USB and it appears like a drive and you just copy the files. You need to copy it with MTP, which is like either the Android file transfer applications, or there's a different application called OpenMTP, which works and it's like usable, but it's pretty slow and it's frustrating to use another app, especially for the internal storage, because for the external one, at least you can take the SD card out and put it into your computer, and that works as well. All in all, I love the QooCam 3 Ultra. It's very high quality, it's fun, it's well built, easy to use. It's a really compelling package for content creators who are looking to maximize the quality and the control of the 360 camera. And for many, it might just be the best content creation tool, but keep in mind its shortcomings. And if you just want something light, carry as part of your EDC, you know, take a few videos of your kids, that's not it. This is a proper prosumer tool. If you decide to buy this camera, be sure to click on the link in the description. I'll earn some commission, and for you it will be the same price. I'm looking forward to seeing you in our community on Discord, and I will see you soon with a fresh new digital life hack. Please help me feed the algorithm, press like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like that in the future. And until next time, bye.